Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once there was a little girl called Goldilocks. "What a sweet child," said someone new in town. "That's what you think," said a neighbor.
"Watch out, kitties, here I come!"
One morning, Goldilocks' mother sent her to buy muffins in the next village. "You must promise not to take the shortcut through the forest," she said. "I've heard that bears live there." "I promise," said Goldilocks. But to tell the truth, Goldilocks was one of those naughty little girls who do exactly as they please.
"Okay, here I go. Definitely not taking the shortcut." "Quiet, squirrel."
Meanwhile, in a clearing deeper inside the forest, in a charming house all their own, a family of brown bears was sitting down to breakfast.
Good morning, Mama Bear.
Good morning, Papa Bear.
Baby bear!
"Patooey!" cried big old Papa Bear. "This porridge is scalding. I've burned my tongue." "I'm dying!" cried Baby Bear. "Now really," said Mama Bear, who was of medium size. "That's quite enough."
My goodness.
"I know," said Papa Bear. "Why don't we go for a spin while the porridge is cooling?" "Excellent," said Mama Bear. So they got on their rusty old bicycle and off they went.
Tra-la-la-la-la.
A few minutes later, Goldilocks arrived at the bear's house. She walked right in without even bothering to knock. On the dining room table, there were 3 inviting bowls of porridge. "I don't mind if I do," said Goldilocks, helping herself to the biggest bowl.
What? I'll need the energy to buy all those muffins.
But the porridge in the biggest bowl was much too hot. "Patooey!" cried Goldilocks, and she spat it out. Next, she tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl, but that porridge was much too cold. Then Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the little bowl, and it was just right, neither too hot nor too cold.
Perfect.
In fact, she liked it so much that she gobbled it all up.
Now that's what I call a porridge.
Feeling full and satisfied, Goldilocks thought it would be great fun to have a look around. Right away, she noticed a lot of coarse brown fur everywhere. "They must have kittens," she said. In the parlor, there were 3 chairs. "I don't mind if I do," she said, climbing into the biggest one. But the biggest chair was much too hard, and she just couldn't get comfortable.
Who could sit on this?
Next, she sat in the medium-sized chair, but that chair was much too soft, and she thought she might never get out of it.
Help! I'm being eaten by a chair!
Then Goldilocks sat in the little chair, and that was just right, neither too hard nor too soft. In fact, she liked it so much that she rocked and rocked until the chair fell completely to pieces.
You were a good chair.
Now, all that rocking left Goldilocks quite tuckered out. "I could take a little snooze," she said. So she went to look for a comfy place to nap. Upstairs were 3 beds. "I don't mind if I do," said Goldilocks, and she got into the biggest one. But the head of the biggest bed was much too high.
This is not how you do beds.
Next, she tried the medium-sized bed, but the head of that bed was much too low. Then Goldilocks tried the little bed, and it was just right. Soon she was all nice and cozy and sound asleep. She did not hear the bears come home.
What a delightful ride.
The 3 bears were mighty hungry, but when they went in for breakfast, they could scarcely believe their eyes. "Somebody has been in my porridge," said Papa Bear. "Somebody has been in my porridge," said Mama Bear. "Somebody has been in my porridge," said Baby Bear, "and eaten it all up."
My porridge! What a calamity!
In the parlor, the three bears were in for another little surprise. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said Papa Bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said Mama Bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said Baby Bear. "And broken it to smithereens."
You were a good chair.
The three bears went upstairs on tiptoe, not knowing what they would discover. At first, everything seemed fine, but then Papa Bear lay down on his big brass bed. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," he cried, and he was not amused.
I find this most disagreeable.
"Ugh!" cried Mama Bear. "Somebody has been lying in my bed."
Oh!
"Look!" cried Baby Bear. "Somebody has been lying in my bed." And she's still there.
Mama! Papa! Come at once!
"Now, see here," roared Papa Bear. Goldilocks woke up with a start, and her eyes nearly popped out of her head. But before the bears could demand a proper explanation, Goldilocks was out of bed,
See ya! Goldilocks out!
out the window, and on her way home. "Who is that little girl?" asked Baby Bear. "I have no idea," said Mama Bear. "But I hope we never see her again."
What a dreadful child.
Indubitably.
And they never did.